Hi, welcome to Big Valley Living.
Thanks for that, by the way.
Can you see us now? Hi, Dark Lord Minute, Songbird. Oh, that's cool. Thanks for stopping in for a minute. Hello, and God bless you too. Rosie, hello. Suburban Hillbilly, hello. How's everybody doing right now? Is it hot where you are? Is it raining? There's all kinds of stuff going on this week. Hi, Rena. And by the way, hello, Alexander. I saw how you explained how to say your name the other day, so I appreciate you doing that actually. Oh, he can see us, but he can't hear us.
Can't hear us, huh?
Either one?
Oh, he said, "Oh, that's my side."
Oh. Okay. Now I just adjusted my sound. Is it okay?
Sounds fine to me.
All right. Been out with your daughter all day and it was hot. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty warm here today. What is it? Mid 90s, I mean, low
Yeah,
90s.
to the 90s.
Something I did notice this week, noticeably so, is that I just have to make sure that I'm muted here. Is that the sun's getting lower in the sky.
Little bit every day.
I love it. Our weather guy said that here within a few weeks it'll be a full hour, or in a month it'll be an hour less sunlight during the day. And I just really don't mind. Are you reading the comments?
Yep.
Rosie, it's 92. And remind us roughly where you are. You don't have to give us an exact location. I think, aren't you? You're in California too, I think. Oh, thank you, Prepping for Heaven, for letting us know. Yeah, that was a good broadcast. Anybody who's here right now, if you came from Angela, the Inquisitive Farm Wife, she had Jenny Goff from Jenny's Scratch Made Kitchen on today. And hey, how you doing? And I'm telling you guys, Jenny was one of the very first channels that we really faithfully watched. JJ would replay just for the riff.
Probably just one of the first 10.
I think so.
That we subscribed to or watched or any of that. Yep. For sure.
Yeah. Hey, Wendy. Oh, yeah, go take care of those girls. They need water. That's what I thought, Rosie. I thought you were near us. Okay. Yeah, I think it's about 92 here as well.
Hey, Derek, how's that rain?
Yeah, Derek. I hope that it is better. We're your best. Oh, you're our East Coast.
Well, he said my East Coast. We should be his West Coast brother and sister.
We're your best coast besties.
Oh, my God.
He hates when I say that. Oh, that's funny. Whiskey woman whisks. I can't say your name 3 times fast. I'm telling you right now. I just can't. Oh, good. So the storm has passed for Derek Fowler.
Nice.
Yay. Very glad to hear that. Oh, thanks, Angela.
You'll start sounding like Elmer Fudd if you say whiskey women whisk too fast. You'll start sounding like Elmer.
I might start talking through my tooth. Hey, Karen. Hi. And thank you. Yeah, you know what, you guys? I got these I wanted to get them in the summer, like early in the spring, and I'm too cheap to do that. So they were on clearance at Target about 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, oh, I am so buying those overalls.
Yeah, so I was gonna have a character for our channel at one point.
You can't speak either.
I know, I'm tongue-tied. At one point, it was going to be JJ Dirtclod, and it may happen someday. I don't know.
I wish you would do that.
But I bought a pair of overalls, and for the life of me, I can't find them. So I don't know if they, were whisked out of the house or whatever. I might have to go to Tractor Supply or somewhere and get a new pair of overalls so that we can do JJ Dirt Clod in the garden.
I
But
think you should.
we'll see.
That was hilarious. You remind me of Junior Samples when you do that. Yes, Xander, words are very hard today. Annie, good morning from down under. Well, Rosie, go check out Target. Just check them out. Check out the clearance rack because they are cheap, cheap, cheap. And that's what I like. I don't think I could buy them at Goodwill for that right now. Let's see. Let's go ahead. Let's talk about some cool stuff that's been going on, JJ.
You go. I'll sit here.
So yesterday, you guys, I'm pretty sure that that everybody here knows, but Rosie, you got to come up to Sacramento. I'm sorry, I just had to chase that squirrel. You got to come up here. We got Targets about every 4 miles up here. And they have everything from petite to big girls. And I'm a big girl. So I was quite thrilled. They're just not tall enough. And I've already decided I'm going to put some eyelet around the bottom of them and look super funky and old fashioned.
Yeah, that's typically my issue. I'm bigger around in the middle and I'm longer at the ends. So it's hard to find something that fits and looks decent.
You're definitely at the big and tall store.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, Karen, we have good news. So, I've been taking chemo since President's Day. That was actually the day I started. And I finished a few weeks ago. I finished a week early because it was just getting to be a bit much and we were right at the end and it was preventative. Designed to like kind of shrink what was left from surgery in January. And I did not expect it when we went into the doctor's office yesterday. I mean, I knew that he didn't see anything, but he used the word remission. I am in remission. I am very, very happy. It's good. It's been a really fun couple of days just running around on cloud 9. Oh, I'm sorry you won't do Target. Yeah, I understand some people don't like that. It's like me in Walmart. Not so much. I get it. So anyway, yeah, I am super, super excited. And
so that was great news. But also, it seems like every time that we've gone through chemo and all that stuff, there's always, there's this little spot. But I think everything's gone. And
it's just a shadow. We'll just keep our eyes on it.
And it was the first time that he said it looks nice and clear. So I'm super happy.
Thank you. I like that picture. That's pretty darn cool. Hey, Wendy. Oops. No, we're up. We're more towards the Sacramento area. So we're higher up than San Andreas, I think, because I believe that's in the foothills, isn't it? Like Calaveras County-ish? I'm not sure. I feel like we're all along the San Andreas fault around here in California. We feel it every time the ground shakes.
Well, it's closer to the coast, though.
Is it? I don't know. I could Google it. But thank you very much. It is super, super exciting, and we're just like over the moon right now. And so I'm going to explain something real quick. All right, Rosie, see, I got my county right. Yes, thank you. Because I think it's on the way when we go to Yosemite, honey. But anyway, sorry, guys.
I think so, prepping for heaven.
Yeah. It's a long fault. It's a long fault line.
Yeah. It's very long.
Yeah. Hello, Leanne at Mennonite Farmhouse. Thank you for joining us. So given that my cancer is what they are called, I'm stage 4 because I have recurrent cancer. So it goes from one place, we take care of it, then it pops up in another place, and until this January, I didn't even realize because and we were talking to our counselor today about this. I didn't even realize I was stage 4 cancer until January, but technically it's been a few years. And I'm actually glad that mentally at the time I didn't know it. I think it just would have made me get in my head too much. So super, super glad that it happened and played out the way that it did. But we always have a shadow. There was a shadow on my spot. Well, there was a shadow on my ovary. Then there was a shadow on my spine. And then they got rid of that and shrunk it. And then all of a sudden something turns up somewhere else. So we're thinking about all the constants in our lives, right? What have we been doing the whole time? What could we do differently? Chemo takes a lot out of you and you just get really tired. So I'm going to have to get up and start moving a lot more and doing a lot more hiking and stuff when we go camping, instead of relaxing and reading books and sitting by the fire at night.
Hey, you always got that lawn out there. I'm just saying.
Don't even start with me about the lawn, mister.
Do we need to go see the counselor again?
We had a 20-minute conversation about our lawn at the counselor today. I don't want to talk to you about that. Not in public. Okay. So the other constant is that we still eat meat. We still eat, and we've reduced how much meat we eat, and we don't eat, like, I'm going to call it standard beef. I buy grass-fed, grass-finished whenever I can, or at least grass and pastured until the very end. And then, but not very much beef. We've never been big pork people, I don't think.
No, that pork chop's going to be a part of my life.
JJ's cousin made a pork chop for him in Spokane that made him a believer.
Yeah, it was so good. It was about that thick. It was amazingly good.
And with pineapple,
What was
jalapeno
it?
jelly.
Jalapeno, yeah.
That was good. It was good. But also, yeah, Dark Lord bacon. I know, prepping for heaven. I am the bacon person. He's the sausage person. But I will tell you that I've made, this is going to sound weird. And I love hot dogs. I really love hot dogs. But I've made carrot dogs before when we were dabbling in whole food plant-based eating before my first surgery. And those hot dogs taste like and feel like eating a real hot dog. And you can shave carrots and treat them the same way with, like, it's got a tiny bit of liquid smoke and a few other things in it. And then you can crisp it up and it's like having real bacon. I know it sounds weird, but it really does. And so I think I can make my own vegetable-based fakin. Let's call it fakin. Maybe I'll make some videos on that. But we are going to go a little bit more on the plant-based side. We're going to be eating a lot less refined anything. So even boxed pasta and stuff. I was looking at a Forks Over Knives related cookbook today. It's being a plant-based woman warrior, and they recommend, like, milling up your own oat flour. And we do have a little grain attachment for our what do you call it? Our KitchenAid. So we could be using flours that are a little bit more on the healthy side and just make these things ourselves. So we're probably going to be doing that. And when we find fun recipes that we think you would like, we're going to share them. But we're not going to be like shoving it down anyone's throat. We're just going to share different alternative ideas. Don't you think, JJ?
I will still do pasta stuff. Like,
yeah, I know you will.
Hot things and all of that, and it's not going to go to waste because I'm going to eat it, and you probably will too. But yeah, it's going to be like, okay, instead of having meat 7 days a week, maybe we'll have it 3 days a week, and because I can't exist without it. So
You did for about 4 months, and you seem
I
to
know,
enjoy it.
but
But
I'm not going to miss for anything anymore. I'm just not. So I will definitely have my sausage and eat it too.
yeah, you found we were using you liked that product corn QUORN, I think is how they spelled it.
Yeah. Oh, what
And
is
then
that?
there's soy rizo that you can get at Trader Joe's. I think that was the brand. I'm not sure, but that was actually really good on pizza. I really enjoyed that product. I don't. It's just soy. Um, and I wanted to say hello to Ginger. Hello, Ginger. Thank you so much for coming in.
And then
And
I want to hold on a sec here.
yeah.
Need to look up.
Hey, Jamie. Thank you for coming in.
And Wendy Zimmerman, for your friend, prayers from us for sure.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Her
I'm
friend
sorry.
started chemo today for reoccurring breast cancer. So
Oh,
I just wanted to say, prayers
yes.
up from us for sure. And I know that they have 2 kids under 8, and there's a way. Just make sure that they present what's going on with mom, right? So that they don't get scared, and it just is a little bit more palatable for them too, because they're going to be going through it just like mom, not necessarily physically, but mental stuff really is a bummer.
I have to say that, like when I was I want to say when I was in like 7th or 8th grade, I went to school with a couple of girls and their mom had died of breast cancer. So this is going back to the late 70s, early 80s. And I think chemo has greatly increased. It takes a lot out of you. It makes you so stinking tired. My friend went through breast cancer chemo, which was different than the chemo that I had for colon cancer. And she did lose all of her hair. So she'll probably have more physical signs, right? So that would be tough, but I hope that she can keep her spirits high. I think trying to keep your spirits as high as you can, not faking it, but like think good thoughts or whatever, or listen to some music that makes you smile and tap your toes, watch a funny movie. Those things they helped me when I was feeling particularly low or really tired. And I just hope that she finds that in her heart and that helps her. So yes, I would say everybody, let's please pray for Wendy's friend. And thank you, JJ, for watching there because I wasn't. Okay, now wait. Now I'm going to catch up. And thank you, Jamie. That's just very, very sweet.
So
So
Ginger is Annie gonna be on Craft and Chat tomorrow, or no? Maybe I'm reading that wrong.
okay, well, we're on a video delay. I shouldn't have sat there and just waited for an answer.
I'm not helping you at all.
Okay, Carolina may not be in here watching, but I hope her ears are burning. Do we all not love her? She did like a 30-day smoothie challenge with her and her husband, and that was really fun to watch. And so she is going more plant-based, and I actually want to reach out to her. Maybe I'll see if I can't have her come up on one of our videos. One of our live streams here in the next month. Because she's doing all kinds of really super, super cool stuff.
Okay, thanks, Ginger. So it will be you on the Craft and Chat tomorrow. So
Oh, okay. Thank you, Ginger. Are you going to do a charcuterie board? Inquiring minds want to know. That was really fun. And do I have the wrong name? I do. I have the wrong name. You guys, I want to tell you something.
And hold on a sec. And Leanne, your husband works his tail end off, so you feed that man meat every day. So they work way harder than I do. I don't need all that meat to be coursing through my body to keep me strong.
I'm just watching this. Hold on a minute. Oh, wow. Okay, we all need to support each other's channels because all this sounds so good. And yeah, I know some people just aren't big veggie people. I totally get that. I actually really do like vegetables, and I like experimenting with food and playing around and trying to find new ways to make it.
I like all of the above. It's just I can only eat so much, so I have to pare down because I would eat a ton of veggies over here. I'd eat a salad the size of one of those big old bowls, and I would eat half a beef and all of that if I was able to. But I got to pick my battles, right?
It'll do us good to drop some weight anyway. We both need to lose weight. So it is what it is. Thank you, Ginger. That oh man, that was fun. You know what my problem was is that I kept wanting to add one more thing and one more thing. And I mean I could have done our whole dining room. It almost did. I could have done a river down the dining room table, and that seats 8. So I had to calm down and pare it down a lot. But how many days did we eat off of that? We ate those apples, the apple river. I think we ate that for about 2 days, and it was
really good.
It was good till the very last piece. Okay, see, we're gonna have some fun with this, you guys. We're gonna have some fun. So we'll show you, I promise. And you know what's kind of fun about more plant-centric food is that it's really fun. Bye, Rena. Thank you for coming in, and enjoy your dinner. I'd say that we I don't know. You can get a lot of protein from soy and everything, but there's protein in a lot of different things. So I don't know. But like JJ said, he's going to be he'll probably eat more meat than me. And I personally love wild caught salmon. And so that's going to be the meat that I tend to eat more. Yeah. So JJ, what are we going to do for our garden this year? And when are we going to start planting?
I don't know. When is it not going to be the hubs of hell hot? And then I can get out there and start getting stuff ready. Regardless, I need to get out there and get soil ready and build it.
Get the beds built.
And then, we'll start with, I don't know, beets, maybe
beets, radishes, carrots,
stuff like that. Because I
want to do peas on a trellis.
Right. So at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll be right now, but
we can do peas twice a year we're zone 9B. So we can do peas in the fall and we can do peas late winter, really early spring. When I did peas the last time, I planted them by seed in February, mid-February.
And I think
we were harvesting by March.
The coldest I've ever seen it here is like 18 degrees or 23 degrees or something. And it wasn't for a whole long time. It's for like a few hours.
Yeah. And we still had to cover everything.
Still have to cover the citrus and all of that, especially when we get below freezing for over 4 hours, then we need to cover the citrus so it doesn't get affected. But that doesn't happen very often. And especially the younger stuff. Like we have that Satsuma tangerine. We need to cover that little guy because he'll just get beat up.
Leanne, the peas that we grow don't need snow. They just need cool weather here. I can't get to the garden box right now, but
Because we'll grow snow peas and we'll grow Oregon. What are they? Sugar daddies.
Oregon, the sugar daddy peas, they do really well in really temperate weather, like when the temperatures are still maybe in the 40s at night. Lower to mid 40s are okay, but mid 40s to 50 is really good. And also the highs at the time that they did really, really well ranged anywhere from like 65 degrees Fahrenheit to about all the way up to 80. They kept producing at 80 degrees Fahrenheit.
Well, yeah, I don't. I don't think that they require snow on them, but they grow like a weed once you get them going down here. And we haven't seen snow on the ground for any amount of time since like 2001. So,
and it was like for 3 seconds.
It was
long
like,
enough. It was long enough
for the day.
The snow?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yep. It was 2001. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, Jamie, you should try growing peas. Try it at least once, And even if you don't get any pods on there, peas are so fun. I don't know what you guys all think about this, but baby beans and baby peas and all that when they're just coming out of the flower, they are so adorable because they're exactly like their adult selves, but they're just so tiny and so cute.
Yeah, sugar snap peas. Bam. There you go.
And buying peas to shell. I bought some the other day at Whole Foods because I wanted to shell them and put them on my charcuterie board. Another thing that didn't make it on the charcuterie board.
And yes, we can grow greens and turnips here in where we live. Collard greens and I'm brain farting now.
Collard greens. We can grow Swiss chard, rainbow chard.
Right.
All the kales we can grow, but we have to be careful with kale because, actually any greens here just really don't do well outside in the summertime. Even if we find a really cool spot in the yard and they get shade in the hot summertime, they bolt. It just the heat itself will make them bolt.
Yeah, they'll bolt like the end of May, end of June. They'll start bolting. So we kind of have 2 times of the year. Excuse me.
That's me, Annie. That's my gardening snack.
Exactly. No, because they're so good. They're amazingly good. But anyway, so we can start some in like March and have it done by like May, maybe May into June, and then that's done. So we could be done with kale. Then we can freeze dry it. Come into September, get them going, and then because our last frost date isn't until December 1st, so it's like we grow it into November or until it's up and good, and then we're done there too. So we can usually get two rounds of kale. Got to be careful because here when we're planting tomatoes and stuff, that's about when you're putting in that first set of kale. So you won't, it just kind of works that way. You got to be careful because once you get into June, July, and it gets above 90, you're not really going to see hardly any tomatoes. I mean, you're going to see everything from that May to June area.
Except this year, we had all that rain, and even the bigger farms didn't have tomatoes until 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah,
it was very hard to get a hold of tomatoes. But now they're going great guns, of course, and they can't give them away. Well, they can, but they don't. Dang it.
Right. So hopefully what we'll do is we've gotten our tomatoes through the summertime here. We'll get any of the sun scorched, any of those kind of tomatoes off of there. So hopefully they'll set fruit again so that then they go into September, October, and they're just finishing up and you get another set of tomatoes off of them.
I end up pulling cherry tomatoes at Thanksgiving because cherry tomatoes will go crazy. And I mean, like yesterday we only have 2 plants. And yesterday I picked probably a total of a cup and a half of the yellow pear tomatoes and those sun golds. Those were good too. They are perfectly sweet. And then what? I was just thinking. So beets and turnips and radishes, we can kind of grow those year round. It just depends on the time of year and where we plant them. And we're going to try something different this next summer. We're going to try and not have anything actively growing in the garden from like maybe July 4th ish until about the beginning of September. But we'll start some plants indoors like cauliflower, broccoli, and in fact, we should do that this weekend. We should start some of those. Added to the list.
And throw it on the pile.
Hey, Nana, happy birthday late, but we love you.
Hi, Nana. So try to use that time from, July through August to get all of the beds in there and get anything that's hot. If we're putting manure in it or whatever, you can put it in hot because it's going to sit there for a month or two. And
grow microgreens to replace lettuce and everything, because it's a couple of months and there's a lot of fun things you can do with those microgreens. I'm also going to try and grow the artichokes 2 times a year like peas. We have that one little guy out there, that little volunteer, and as the sun starts getting lower, I think I might try moving it to get more sunlight during the day in September. I don't mind moving that around. Maybe we'll put it in a wine barrel so that it's more portable and experiment with that. I love growing artichokes. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you, Patty. I love talking gardening.
There's definitely some, cleanup that we need to get done and things that need to be, get ready because this will be our first year of doing a fall garden. So I can't wait to get, good, nice big cabbage. And
we tried one around 2010, and I remember planting celery, and it tasted like soap. I'd really like to be able to grow celery at home though, and just harvest it as we're eating it. Are you reading the chat again?
Yeah, sorry. When I turn my head this way, that's what I'm doing. When I'm over here.
Yeah, I see that. You're so sly.
That little twitch right there.
So sly. But I think it would be a lot of fun to just kind of see what we can and can't grow in the winter. One year we had, I wish I could remember what variety of spinach it was. It was a thicker, curlier spinach. It almost reminded me of lacinato kale or dino kale.
I think we still have.
Remember that?
I think we still have seeds too.
Not from that one though. Grandma Butler was still around when that was going on. So, but we actually had frost. Remember, we had frost, and I was like, "Oh man, it snuck up on us." And then I went out there, and sure shooting, that stuff was just as good as can be. It was so good.
Oh yeah, it likes a good frost. It'll sweeten that stuff up.
Yes, I agree. In fact, hold on a minute, JJ, hold the fort.
Hold the fort. I don't know that I got that much strength, but artichokes. Those flowers, they get the size of a softball or bigger, and heck, you can take those once that flower's done and take those out and get those seeds out of there. And there you go.
In case you've never seen an actively drying artichoke flower, and these little purple hairy things right here. And when it's outside, they're really soft and they smell like honey. And so bees and hummingbirds go nuts over these flowers. So, Patty, what we tend to do is we'll eat, we usually have 3 plants going, and each one will have somewhere between, when they have 4 to 6 flowers going each, and they're real small, really small. We'll cut them off, cut the tips off, and they're edible all the way through. And then we just saute them in garlic and butter and throw some lemon juice on top and steam them for like maybe 5 or 10 minutes. I think I'll try doing that when we have baby artichokes the next time. And that's a really good recipe. Really, really good. And I love artichoke hearts. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know, taking the thing off and to get to any kind of meat.
That's
It's
the
like,
fun part.
it's like, man, I got a workout in. Holy moly. Okay, now I can have the good part.
Yeah. I'm not going to turn my camera on this particular corner right now, but I actually have a microgreen station in my office / craft room, and we're going to be growing them. I keep saying we're going to do it, but it's actually almost ready to start. And if you've never had microgreens, you guys, you're missing out because they have like all of the vitamins and stuff that a full-grown plant would have, like let's say broccoli sprouts or mustard greens, any greens really. They beet greens, that kind of thing, and JJ's very favorite wasabi mustard greens.
Oh, it's so good on a sandwich. And yes, Angela, that's one of my favorite dips, spinach artichoke dip.
Oh yeah. Yes, Leanne, we do have issues with wildlife, but not large wildlife. When it gets really hot here, this is another reason I'm not a fan of summer gardening. Birds and squirrels and God knows what else, I don't even want to know, skunks, they'll come and raid the garden when it gets really hot, just looking for water. I mean, they're trying to survive, and we understand that. But we had a peach tree one year that I think we ended up with 3 peaches out of about 50 because the birds would come down and take one bite out of each peach. And then remember when we had the apricot tree, JJ, and the squirrels would eat the green apricots and they would just throw the fruit on the ground because they wanted to get to those little kernels on the inside.
I get to the seed.
I don't know what we're going to do with this new tree. I don't know how we're going to deal with that. If anybody,
it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
You think?
And then Patty N, I just want to clarify. We're talking about wasabi microgreens.
Yes.
So not
you bite
wasabi,
into it.
You know, lather on wasabi. That's going to warm up your day.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but wasabi microgreens, it's like it's green and it's lettuce kind of, but it has a wasabi little bit of bite to it. It's so good.
They look like alfalfa sprouts.
They do.
But when you first put it in your mouth, it tastes like an alfalfa sprout, and then right at the end, you just get a little bit of a tang at the end, and they're super, super good. And yes, Dark Lord Minute, that's exactly what they're doing. They need food, they need water, and we totally get that. Oh wait.
Yes, they are.
They are. Oh my gosh!
And our neighbor actually feeds him for his daughter because she likes to see him out there running around and stuff. And I'm like, oh Lord! But the most of them stay over there, but they do like to come over and pillage the garden, and drives me crazy. But yes, I agree. Mm-hmm. I definitely agree.
Well, and they run the fence line. They tease the dogs, right? They just sit up there and twitch their little tails like, ha, you can't get me. And then they eat the pomegranates before they're ripe. What?
Satan's pet.
Oh, I know. That's hilarious, huh? That is so funny. Oh, yes, Jamie. So we found, so we have an international market near our town. And we never knew this, but there's like this gigantic, I don't know, it must be an indoor operation, but there is some huge mushroom growing operation towards the coast of California.
Like in the Bay Area or something.
Yeah, it was like San Jose or Santa Clara or something like that, a few hours from where we are. And they supply this international market. So we went to the store one time and we wanted to get tiny button mushrooms to can. It was the first time we ever canned mushrooms. And we got, was it a 20-pound case or a 15-pound case?
I don't know. I think
It,
actually, I think it was like 10 pounds.
but it had a ton of mushrooms.
Well, yeah, 10 pounds of mushrooms. That's a big amount of mushroom.
Tiny mushrooms, especially. And
Yeah.
it was only like 20 something dollars. I mean, to buy a 4-ounce jar of canned mushrooms, or even those sliced Giorgio, I think is the brand at Costco, those cases are $20 now for 12 4-ounce cans of mushrooms. And I like to have canned mushrooms on hand just in case. But home canned mushrooms, there's nothing to compare to. So I think we're going to do a lot of mushroom stuff.
Yeah, I love mushrooms too.
I didn't know that. Huh. We all learned something. Derek, I like fresh mushrooms too. I like mushrooms any way I can get them. We made a really good tomato sauce based like cabbage soup the other day, and we put barley in it and stuff. It was an Instant Pot recipe, and we used cremini mushrooms, the baby bellas, and we also used we had about a half a pound of shiitake mushrooms and put those in. And it tasted like we had meat in there. It was really, really good. Me too, Rosie. If there's no tomato, if there aren't mushrooms in my spaghetti sauce, I really feel like I'm getting gypped. That's why I like to make spaghetti at home.
Yeah, if we don't have mushrooms in there, what are you doing?
Well, unless you're having pomodoro, because that I don't want
That's
mushrooms
not
in my
spaghetti sauce.
pomodoro.
I'm sorry, that's not spaghetti sauce.
Okay, all right. Ooh. Oh, you just did this, Leanne. You showed a picture of that. That was crazy. But what are you paying for those 24-ounce boxes? We don't go to Sam's Club, but we do go to Costco, and they're up to, is it $5.89, $6.89 now for those 18-ounce, and we don't have 24 ounces anymore. I think they're 18 ounces. They've made them smaller and increased the price.
$4.12, she said.
Man, well, that's because you're in Pennsylvania. And then there's one thing I really want to try that I saw in on Tabitha Brown's channel. I think it's in her cookbook. And she took king oyster mushrooms. So they have like they have a really thick stalk like this. There we go. And really tall. And then right at the top, they have a teeny tiny cap on them. I don't even know if you eat the cap or not. I'd have to look into that. But they cut them so that they looked exactly like scallops. And they put them in something. I'm not sure what it marinated in before they cook them. And then sear them just like scallops. And apparently it's just like eating a scallop, but you actually get more actual vitamins in it. I love scallops. Okay, so you have a food co-op where you can get them. That's really cool. I love anything mushroom, you guys. We can talk mushrooms all day long. Has anybody ever grown one of the little kits that you get? You can buy them, and then it has like the whatever they are. I can't think of what they're called. The spores. And I guess you hang it up in like in a dark closet or something. I'd like to try that. A friend of ours got us one a couple of years ago, and I didn't try it, and I still have it. We could probably see.
Nice, Angela. Yes, pizza is the perfect food, and Philly cheesesteak. Oh, that sounds like amazing pizza.
Yeah, it does. Oh, okay. Oh, Rena. Oh my gosh. Can you hook a sister up and send me that recipe? BigValleyLiving@gmail.com. I would love to try that. Oh my God. That sounds so good. Wow, Angela. I know JJ just said it, but wow.
Yeah. And it's so funny. It's just different, you know. A lot of you guys live on farms, and you live out, you know, in the countryside, and we don't we don't live all that far. We're not all that urban, but we're not all that country either. We're in suburbia basically,
We've
and
got we've got 2 and 3 acre properties around us,
yeah,
and quarter acres and stuff. We're a quarter acre. We're tiny.
and we have, you know, we could it wouldn't be a long drive to about 5 different Costco's. You know, it wouldn't
Mm,
be like, oh, we got to go to town, right?
exactly. It would be really hard. Hold on, I can't type and talk at the same time. It would be hard. We were talking about that. We were looking at we always look at kind of more rural property and stuff, and especially when we visit other states and we like it. And so we were up in north of Spokane, Washington. Spokane is urban, so they've got all of the modern conveniences. But when you get up by like Kettle Falls and a place called Elk, Washington and stuff, there's nothing. I mean, they might have one Safeway for 25, 30 miles. They've got one really, local store that was really good. They had great vegetables, but it would be hard to live up there. And I'm not saying we go to McDonald's all the time, but I am here to tell you guys, I didn't see a McDonald's after we left Spokane all the way up to Kettle Falls. All they had were those, oh God, Zips. Oh, it's such a good restaurant. Zips makes the best tots. And if you ever go
if you get up to Washington, you got to go get Zips tots because they are the bomb.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I didn't think Delano was that kind of outposty. Wow. Have you ever been, Rosie, I have to ask you this. Have you ever been to Casa de Fruta off of Highway 158 towards the coast? That place is the bomb. I love it. I am so sorry.
Where'd you get that from? My nearest Costco's in Bakersfield. Where did you get Casa de Fruta from there?
Because she lives in Delano and I love Casa de Fruta. And she's closer than we are.
I'm just trying to figure out how your brain works.
Don't.
It's a lifelong journey I'm on, apparently.
Don't do it. Just don't do it. And Dark Lord, can you remind us what it was that they did? It must have been some sort of pizza. Oh my gosh! Yes, I used to drive out of Kalama. I used to drive chip trucks out of Kalama. That is hilarious.
Yep, I've been through Kalama about 700 times.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, we lived in Vancouver, in Portland. So that is hilarious. Oh, that's funny.
Dark Lord, I totally agree. I must be drinking some goofy jello shooters or something to think that I can figure out that mind.
That's funny. That is very funny. I am ready. I don't know about y'all, but I am so ready for autumn. And Annie's down there in winter right now, so I'm curious if you get.
Actually, they're probably getting pretty close to being like springish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm thinking
late winter, like we're late summer. Yeah, we are technically late summer now.
September's about like March, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. That is so cool. But I'm sitting here looking at all these different driving distances. Yeah. Well, if you're in LA, you are all cement down there. I take it you weathered the storm okay? It looks like most of the road damage happened like out by Palm Springs and Palm Desert because they have those mountains and everything that just kind of, I think the mountains got like 9 or 10 inches of rain. And then on the valley floor, they got another 5 or 6. And roads, we were watching the news last night, and roads just literally washed away, completely gone. Oh, that would be really nice. That would be really nice. I think that would be fun, Derek. Maybe get some marshmallows out. That'd be fun. I like that.
Yeah, I think every year at this time of year, I'm like, I am so done with 100 degrees, and I'm done with 90. I'm really looking forward to 85 or less, and I will be a happy camper.
Yeah, I agree with this. Fall and spring are my favorite seasons. I don't mind winter here because we get a lot of rain.
It's just a cold
hopefully
fall.
we get a lot of rain. Huh?
It's really just a cold fall here.
It really is for most other people, I guess, huh?
I shouldn't even say cold, chilly.
What?
It only gets chilly here. It doesn't get cold. There are folks that are in this chat, I'm sure, that can tell us about cold.
Yes, definitely. Well, it even snows in Georgia, which that's weird because you guys get so hot and humid and everything. And okay, so I'm seeing this. Everything's late this year. That is so true. Here, it's just been everything is late, and everything's looking good. But my friend and I went out to our favorite farm to pick tomatoes. Was that after we got back from Spokane? We were back, right?
Yeah.
So it was just about 4 weeks ago that we went out there, and all of the tomatoes were rotten. So it's like they planted them, they were doing well, they obviously flowered, the tomatoes grew. And I'm not kidding, out of like 50 tomatoes, 45 of them had blossom end rot. It was weird. I have never seen that many tomatoes with blossom end rot, except for in our garden when we tried to grow Roma tomatoes one year.
In Dark Lord, I've lived through 6 feet of snow. I used to live in Syracuse, New York, so I know snow, man, and no, thank you. There's a reason I live where I do.
Hello, 50s and Fabulous. We've got lots of new people in here tonight, too. I want to say thank you guys for joining in. I'm really having fun talking about the gardening. If you guys want to talk gardening, you guys just let us know because there's nothing fun. Nothing more fun.
Are any of you putting in a fall garden, or have you started seeds, or what do you plan on putting in the garden? That's always nice to know, because somebody might they'll probably put something in there and be like, oh, we need to get those in there. We need to try that out.
Mm-hmm. I really, really, really want to put in, and 29 star Sagittarius, go Sag. I'm really looking forward to doing cauliflower. I think it was Renee got a cauliflower from her farmer friend this last week, and I think it was on Pike Creek Farm on her weekend produce box, and that was the most beautiful cauliflower. So I'm hoping that we get to do that, and I think we probably should do succession sowing, so that we don't get a bunch of them all at one time. Hey, Songbird. Thank you for coming in, too. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Hey, can you guys grow pomegranates down there? Just out of curiosity. That's one reason I don't think I could move to another place. I've got to have the pomegranates. I've got to have all the citrus we have. We really kind of have the best of everything, except for that heat. Okay, collard greens and broccoli. Have we planted collard greens, JJ?
Yep.
Okay, I can't remember. Oh, was it that year that I couldn't eat salad?
Yep.
That's funny. Everything tasted like metal that summer. That's
and
really funny.
I grew the best red leaf and green leaf lettuce like I've ever grown. And she's like,
thank you, Angela.
This tastes like asphalt. And I'm like,
Everything.
I
I'm
was
still
like
struggling
deflated.
with asphalt today. There's just a little asphalt left in my mouth.
I was like deflated. I'm like, oh man, that's the best. I had like 12 plants of each, and it was 6 plants of each, and it was so good. I could snip off like a salad a day. It was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rosie, my mom had a planter on the side of her house that it was brick and it would have been beautiful with like flowers, spring flowers, seasonal stuff. And my dad ended up cementing it in because it became a cat litter box. And they tried everything to encourage the cats to go to where the cats belonged, not their house, because they didn't have cats. We didn't grow up with cats. And those cats just loved that little box. And it was really sad. So that's a bummer. I'm sorry about that. I wish cats had to stay at their houses like dogs have to stay at their houses. Then everybody would be happy.
Got a 4-minute warning, dear.
Huh?
4-minute warning. Just
4-minute or 3-minute warning on my computer. So Patty, we're up in Sacramento County. So we're in the Sacramento Valley, around the middle of it. So we're zone 9B, and pomegranates grow beautifully here. We had a start from a friend that was about maybe 3 inches high. It was just a snip off of the end. And we stuck it in a bucket for about 3 years, and it got to be a decent size. Threw it into the ground, and
that thing's like our pomegranate's like 20 years old.
Yeah,
the one that's out there. So I try to cut it back, but some of the branches on it are like this big.
I want to try air layering when it goes dormant this year. I want to try air layering and see if we can get like a more mature plant off of what we would be cutting off to throw away anyway. And if it works, it works. I think that would be a really fun video experiment to try. Oh, honey, what's his name? Lead Farmer 73. He did air layering, and I had never even heard of it on his pomegranate, and he did a few other trees. And you started out with like a 7-year-old tree, like over the course of 3 or 4 months, and it had all the roots and everything you needed, and the trunk was a good probably 1.5 to 2-inch diameter.
Yeah, so he also did some grafting where he took and put like an apricot in, or whatever it was, a different
Canadian family life,
a different tree, and took and grafted it so that you had each branch that was coming off was a different thing, which was really, I mean, some of those videos are really cool to see how the heck they do that.
Yeah,
because that's way outside of my gardening skill. It's way outside of my gardening skill for sure.
Yeah, but we could learn. And we have a neighbor up the street that grew up across the street from me. This is the most hilarious thing. And their family was really he was in 4-H and everything. So he learned a lot when we were kids. And he's always really fun. He's always got neat little things. And I bet if I asked him, he'd come and we could do some air layering. I just give him one of the air layers. We're congratulating Whiskey Woman. So hold on. Oh, because of all the things that she can grow.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
I
think that sounds great. And congratulations on the grandchild. You're going to be addicted. They're the cutest little guys. And congratulations. Angela just recently had a grandchild too, I think, right, Angela? Oh, fruit salad trees. We have those here too.
Yeah, fruit
baskets. Yeah. And apple trees with like 3 different apples on one tree. Well, you guys
are the best in the world. I just need to say this out there. I have 7 of them. I love them all to death. They're so
sweet.
They're yeah.
And they get better as they get older, believe it or not. They're so much nicer to their grandparents than they are their parents.
Well,
I think so. I think so.
I remember being a kid.
I was nice to my grandparents, but I didn't live by them, so we had to. Yes, Leanne, you are correct. It's time. So we want to thank everybody who came in today. This has really been kind of fun. So thanks for coming in and chatting. Thanks to all the new people who came in. We really appreciate that. You've added a lot to the conversation. And we are just going to tell you all thank you, good night. And if you watched the rebroadcast and made it this far, thank you very much for tuning in later. Watch out for, let's see, tomorrow morning, Not For Nothing Homestead is going to be having her crafted chat. I think it's 10 a.m. Eastern. And then there's a whole homesteading thing in the afternoon. You can find all that information on her page, Christina at Gillum Farms and White Rock Homestead. I'm going to try and get this right. Muddin' for Nothing, and then 9 Acre Family Farm, and they have a great game night. And then it's all rounded out by Tony at Kettle Kitchen. And then on Friday, Angela will have her last Air Fryer Friday, and that's going to be fun. I'll have a little something to drop on that. And Angela always drops one too. And there you go, right there.
Thanks for giving us an hour of your life, everybody.
Yep. Have a great night. See you later, everybody.
See you later, everybody.
Be kind.